Okay, so let's talk real quick about a couple of common threads that run between these two movements that we're doing today and a bunch of other things we do. So first of all, with our hang, clean, and jerk, we're going to talk about the hip hinge that you guys know is super important to everything we do, applies to pretty much every movement we do, and is super important for our just development of functional athleticism. So when I'm doing my hang, clean, and jerks, the way the hip hinge comes into play is I want to see hip hinge back, just like if I was doing a clean or whatever else, or like I was doing a deadlift or whatever else, a squat, my first movement's always here, same thing. So hip hinge, explode, receive, right? Very similar to a kettlebell movement. So when people are brand new and we're trying to teach them the proper hinge mechanics before they ever get started, a lot of the times the way we do it is with a kettlebell. So very similar movement. How do we do a kettlebell swing? Hinge. Pop the kettlebell up, okay? Same thing, except I'm gonna hinge and then bring the dumbbell up into my front rack, okay? So hip hinge movement, again, this is so vital to almost everything we do. What I don't wanna see is squatting, and I also don't wanna see this. Okay, if you look down and the dumbbell's down in the middle of your shin, you're not doing it the right way. The dumbbell, if you're doing it right, when you hinge, should never really get much lower than about your knees. Okay, if it is, you're probably squatting a little too much. Second thing we'll talk about. So you guys know that when we're doing squatting, when we're jumping onto a box, whatever, one of the things we're always talking about is how we want to make sure our knees are staying over our toes the whole time. That's how we take care of our knees. All right, so same thing is true when we're doing our jump rope. So when I'm jumping, I want to make sure my knees, when I land, are staying over my toes. Sometimes what we see with folks is this, okay? So if you're somebody whose knees tend to cave in on the squat, probably going to cave in when we're doing our double unders. But remember that every rep of everything is an opportunity to either get better, worse, or stay the same. And what we prefer is to get better, of course. So be really intentional about practicing and doing it the right way with your knees traveling in the right direction. Because if you're practicing the right way today, then next week when we go to max out our back squats, it will carry over and will help you keep your knees in the right position on that day as well.